With so much content whizzing around out there, there's only one storytelling platform that helps you keep calm and stay informed and inspired: Flipboard. Flipboard curates the world's stories so you can be smarter in your work, life, and play. Choose from thousands of topics to personalize Flipboard and get the latest stories from the best publishers and experts delivered to you 24/7. When you see stories you want to save or share, tap the plus button to add them to private or public collections. It's that simple. Used by millions of people every day, Flipboard is how people move themselves and the world forward. Get started now at flipboard.com. It's the E-Commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news, with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-Commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's the E-Commerce Minute, episode 348.
In today's episode, Alibaba Singles Day tops $30 billion.
The numbers are in, and Alibaba's 11/11 Singles Day has set another record. The annual shopping festival got off to a strong start, with sales hitting $1 billion in just 1 minute and 25 seconds. Just an hour in, sales exceeded $10 billion, a number reached 5 minutes and 21 seconds faster than last year. When it was all said and done, the total for this year was a staggering $30.8 billion. That number topped the $25.3 billion record set in 2017 and shows a nearly 27% year-on-year rise. Now, this is a huge number, of course, but smaller than the 39% year-on-year growth recorded in 2017. Over 500 million consumers took part. In the first hour of this year's Singles Day, the top countries selling to China were Japan, the US, and South Korea, and the most popular items purchased overseas were dresses, wool coats, pants, and hoodies. The biggest brands this year were Xiaomi, Apple, and Dyson. Big-ticket items such as TVs and refrigerators were less in demand this year, but cosmetics proved to be more popular. The company also set a new record for over 1 billion packages to be delivered. The Chinese giant put a big focus this year on a strategy it calls New Retail, which aims to bring together the online parts of its business with the offline. Alibaba is making use of all of its platforms to make Singles Day a holiday that includes dining and entertainment, Jet Jing, president of Tmall, said. We're connecting online shopping with offline physical outlets. Nielsen's latest research shows that consumers have great enthusiasm for the 11/11 shopping festival, with 94% of online consumers in China having participated in online shopping sprees. 18 to 35-year-old consumers were the main purchasing force and the most likely to make impulse purchase decisions, with 56% of online consumers born in the 80s and 58% born in the 90s say they have made unplanned purchases. Nielsen research also shows that 81% of online consumers in China are interested in buying imported goods on 11/11. With increasing consumer demand, imported products have ushered in an unprecedented development opportunity in China.
That's a lot of reading.
It's a lot of information. So we wait each year for this 11/11, and it did not disappoint. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to talk about. We did a show. When did we do that? Last week.
Yep, we're trying to speculate on what it was. Yeah,
it was me looking through my notes. You hear the sound effects? That's actually me looking through my notes. So one of us predicted 35 billion. We came up a little short.
but still,
it's a monster figure. So
$30 billion was like was a 1 billion in first minute and 24 seconds.
Yeah,
that number was staggering, by the way.
So there's a lot of like asterisks here this year, because now that Alibaba's doing the new retail concept, they've greatly expanded the festival. So we're really not talking apples to apples here. It's actually a much bigger festival. And also the festival grows organically because it's now in is it the 11th year?
Some year.
I don't know.
I guess it's 11, maybe.
People in China come to expect this. There was also some stats that people actually put off purchases waiting for 11/11. So that's pretty interesting. That can goose the numbers a little bit. But still, this is just really
bonkers.
Bonkers is the word.
Crazy.
So someone from CNBC said, if you take Prime Day, which happened this summer, Amazon reported 4 billion this year, which is a really strong number, but in comparison, it's kind of cute compared to the number Alibaba's posted.
Kind of cute.
Look at your cute little holiday.
Oh, that's very nice.
What is the feeling? Do you think that I know we've discussed this kind of briefly, but do you think that American e-commerce companies should do these kinds of festivals?
Well, Amazon does, obviously.
Yeah, but Amazon's like the 10,000-pound gorilla in the room,
So
and
is
the only
Alibaba.
right, but they have so many. You see, the problem with Alibaba is they have so many side businesses. They have so many facets to their business. Whereas when you think of e-commerce, you think of Amazon, and then all their other business are just only slightly related. Alibaba has Tmall, and it's like you have all these, bricks and mortar things and all these other partnerships and all these other things. So it's got a lot more tentacles into commerce in general, whereas Amazon is just Amazon.com. And if you have Prime Day, that's exactly what it
Yeah,
is.
I don't know. I think that it's just the amount of people that you have is the big key, right? Also, Amazon is spread out. So if you think about it, Prime Day, is the middle of the year. It's not right before holidays either.
Sure.
So like if they move Prime Day to, before Black Friday here in America, that could be
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be self cannibalization. I don't think that would
right.
work. I don't think anybody would be happy about that. So I think Prime Day is pretty good where it's at. But we talked about like Wayfair does their Way Day. I mean, does anybody really talk about that? But then again, it's just
What?
furniture.
What? What is that?
Wayfair does their Way Day. I think it's in April. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I've never heard of it.
Proven. Point proven.
I never heard of it.
All right, so let's jump around a little bit. We talked about they are going to ship 1 billion boxes, 1 billion packages. That is a lot of boxes. And there was like actually some uproar of people who are concerned about the environmental impact of 1 billion boxes. So Alibaba actually set up 5,000 recycling centers in China to help deal with the impact. I mean, just think about that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy. So while the numbers are great, Alibaba's stock is still down about 16% year to date. A lot of that has to do with the pessimism over Chinese economy, trade war effects. I'm just going to insert blah, blah, blah here. We all know about that. So I guess the problem with this, it's hard to keep up this pace, this massive amount of growth that Bobby's been going through. We're just going to nickname it Bobby. Bobby's been going through some growth. He's going through a growth spurt. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to keep up with this exponential growth. As the festival matures and becomes more established, we can probably expect the growth rate of this to slow down. But still, we'll see those massive numbers every year. That's really not going to go away.
That is true.
That is true. All right. Got anything else to add to this one?
No.
The number speaks for itself. $30 billion. Is that it?
That is it, sir.
Got nothing to add? All right.
Nope. I don't. I have nothing to add.
Yeah,
what are you gonna add?
We're just worn out.
Another 5 billion.
Yeah. No, and I've been looking at these numbers for the past 4 or 5 days, so I'm a little fried. All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. Full show notes are at ecommerceminute.co. We will see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.